Two-door.
Was it running?
Yes.
Tell the truth. I'm sorry.
And Mr. Stanley,
Yes, ma'am.
what were you going to sell him the car for? How much? Mr. Stanley, look at me. That's not a hard question, sir. The questions are going to get harder.
Oh, I sold the car to Mr. Mack for $500.
On what date did you sell it to him for $500?
On around the end of July.
End of July doesn't help me, sir.
Maybe July 29th, 2002.
And why were you selling it?
Because my wife and I built a new house and we had to move it. It was in the driveway and it was off the road.
Because it wasn't running?
No, it did run.
Did it run the length of the driveway, or could you take it on a trip to Canada?
You could have took it on a trip to California, Your Honor.
No, you
Perfect.
couldn't.
So you were selling this well-running car that you could drive cross-country for $500 to Mr. Mack.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Mack. Now, Mr. Lopez was a friend of yours, is that right?
An acquaintance.
Acquaintance, who you knew was looking for a car, and you told him that you had a car.
That's correct.
When did you sell him the car?
Well, right after I had purchased the car from Mr. Stanley. I had shown Mr. Lopez
You mean
the car.
a day later?
Yes,
So say July 30th, you sold it to Mr. Lopez for how much?
that's correct, for $1,000. I had shown Mr.
He's lying.
Lopez the car. I had shown Mr. Lopez the car. He agreed that he liked the car. I told him I wanted $1,000 for it.
He's lying.
Mr. Lopez?
I'm sorry,
I
Your
don't
Honor.
want you to say anything until
Yes,
I
ma'am.
ask you a question.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were going to make a quick $500.
That's correct.
How do you know Mr. Stanley?
Friends with his son.
How did you come to a price of $500, sir?
That's what I had into the car. To get it back in running condition, I had new brakes, rotors, tires, exhaust system.
So why did you want to sell it for $500, sir?
That's what I had into it. I sold the house, I had to move the car.
Fine. Now, when you sold the car to Mr. Mack, did you turn over the title to him? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
Did you have the title?
Yes.
Did Mr. Mack pay you for it?
He gave me $300.
So he hasn't paid you for it.
Then Mr. Lopez and Mr. Mack came to the house, and Rob Mack told me that Lopez was buying the car. I didn't ask how much. I said, "You going to be able to pay for the car?" He said, "Yeah. My brother's got a
Taco stand.
Could you do me a favor? Don't help him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
a taco stand or a hot dog stand at the carnival.
Just a second.
I'm going to
So
work
what
at.
you're telling me, Mr. Stanley, is that Mr. Mack agreed to purchase your car for $500 on the 29th of July. You did not turn over the title to him. You did not make an exchange of any documents with him, but he gave you $300.
Right.
And you have not been paid the other $200. Is that right?
No. Robert Mack gave me another $100. I gave him the title because we were in the shuffle of moving.
Just a second. So now you've got $400 towards the total purchase
Right.
price of the car.
And he still owes me.
So you're still owed $100
Right.
on the car.
Right.
Okay. Who's got the title to the car? You do.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. Now, sit down for a moment,
Thank you.
please. Okay, so as far as you're concerned, Mr. Mack, you got how much money from Mr. Lopez?
Like $20.
Okay. Now, Mr. Lopez, you
Yes,
tell me
ma'am.
your version of this fairy story.
That was a good story they came up
Okay,
with.
let me hear your version of it, sir.
End of July, around July 25th, 26th, me and Mr. Mack were together. I said I was talking to him about I needed a car, and he said, well, I know somebody that's got one. He's selling it for $200. Let's go look at it. All right, let's go. We went out there that minute. I believe it was in front of his daughter's house. It looked like it was sitting there about 2 years or maybe a year. It had weeds around it. I really didn't care. I just needed a winter car, so I was like, okay. Me and Mr. Mack went in the back of Mr. Stanley's house where Mr. Stanley was doing something with his horses. And Mr. Mack told Mr. Stanley, I got a buyer. You know, can we get the keys? Mr. Stanley said, you know what, I'm doing something right now. Come back in about an hour. I'll have the keys for you. Me and Rob then went back to the car again so I could just look over it while we're waiting for Mr. Stanley to get the keys. We open the door and there's bees all in there.
Bees?
Bees' nests, yes, ma'am. So me and Mr. Mack go to the gas station about a mile down the road and get Hornet spray, come back, spray it all out. Open the hood, there's more bees. Like I said, we cleaned out all the bees. By that time, Mr. Mack's ready to go to
Just
Mr.
a
Stanley.
second. So far, does that sound like something that could have happened? You don't make up that story, right?
Oh, that could have happened.
Yeah. You don't make up that story. I mean, you can make up a lot of stories, but that story you don't make up.
Nope.
Right?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He said acquaintance. I've known this gentleman for over 8 years.
If Mr. Mack wants me to believe him,
He's an
you were
acquaintance.
merely an acquaintance
Right.
because when somebody is a friend, you wouldn't screw him like he screwed you.
You're right.
And later today,
Do you have any evidence here?
No, I don't have any evidence.
So you have no evidence. You're coming to court. You have to bring more than a smile when you come to court.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Mack Jr. claims former friend Joshua Lopez owes for a car he bought from his friend. Joshua claims Robert is pulling a scam.
Go ahead.
Okay. Like I said, me and Mr. Mack went back to Mr. Stanley's house. By that time, he finally gives us a single key on a ring. I don't know, might have had a little ornament or something on it. And we go back, start it up. I said, well, can I drive it up and down the road, you know? And Mr. Stanley was not present at the time. It was just me and Mr. Mack. I drove it up and down the road. It was okay. He said, how do you want to get back to Lockport? I said, I'll just drive it. No registration, no insurance, no plates, no nothing. I'll just
I
drive
had
it. Let's
dealer
go.
plates, Your Honor, when we moved the car.
He's lying. He's got a lot of stories.
Mr. Lopez, don't make it worse.
Okay, I
So far, you're
apologize.
doing
It's just-
okay.
I came here to tell the truth, and they're just, that's...
So far, I haven't heard anything about negotiating price.
Okay, when we were looking at it, before we went to the store, me and him talked, he said, Mr. Stanley only wants $200 for the car. I don't know what he's talking about, 5 or 1,000. He said, you give me $250, $50 for me being the finder, $200 for Mr. Stanley, we'll call it a day. I said, that's fine with me, $200 for a winter car, that's good. And then we went back to Mr. Stanley's trailer house. He asked, do you want to buy it? I said, yes, I do. He looked at Mr. Mack and said, can you trust this guy for me to give him the title and the keys, and he's going to pay us? Rob said, yes. You know, I'll give you my word, he's going to pay me. If not, then I'll pay for it. So we go back to the car. We had an extension cord I tied to the bumper and tied to the bumper of the car he was driving. And to act like we were pulling it, I drove the car, he drove the front one. We took the first right and the cord broke. So I just pulled over and a guy pulled over to help us. Do you need help? I said, no. Before the cops come and I go to jail for driving this car with no registration, no insurance, no plates, no nothing, let's just drive it. So he's like, oh, okay. He gets in his car. I do like 90 all the way home. That's, you know.
When did you get the title?
I arrived home with Mr. Mack accompanying behind me. We started talking about 3 days before I left for Syracuse State Fair, which is in like the end of the second week or third week of August.
Meanwhile, you haven't been driving the car?
No, it's
Okay.
been parked. Never has been put on the road since then. Never's been driven.
Why?
It didn't have a new muffler system. My brother paid for a new muffler for it. I have pictures of a brand new starter we put in it. After I got it home, the next day I tried to start it, wouldn't start. The starter died.
Okay. You got the title when?
3 days before I left for Syracuse State Fair.
How?
Mr. Mack brought it to my house.
Okay,
And my
when he
girlfriend
came-
Tony was present at the time.
When he brought it to your house, didn't he ask you for any money?
No, he did not. Our agreement was for me to pay him off of the contract that I signed with Syracuse State Fair. When I got back, I was to pay him.
What were you doing at the Syracuse State Fair?
My brother met an individual, a gentleman where he works for, and we do pizzas, like in the little fried dough concession stands and the lemonade and pizza.
Okay,
at
so
carnivals.
you were,
We were running one of them.
had a food concession.
Yep.
Okay, so you haven't paid Mr. Mack his $50,
No.
and you haven't paid anything to Mr. Stanley.
No.
Okay, now Mr. Stanley says he's only owed another $100. Is that right?
That's right. From Mr. Mack.
You don't care who you get it from, right?
No, Your Honor. I don't care.
Your Honor, I'd also like to show you the value. I went on the computer, the value of the car that I sold Mr. Lopez.
Let me explain something to you, Mr. Mack. You're not going to get $1,000. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Thank you.
Even if I believe probably bits and snippets of both of these stories, I think that what you did was overreaching. I don't know if this is an appropriate word for a judge to use, but I'm going to use it. Either you screwed Mr. Stanley or you screwed Mr. Lopez. Because if you're going to show me the value of a car, then you shouldn't have screwed Mr. Stanley because he sold your car for $500, or you screwed Mr. Lopez because you sold it to him less than 24 hours later, if I were to believe you, and doubled your money without paying a penny.
I thought that
So
was-
you screwed either him or you screwed him. So from this court, you're not getting your $1,000. Do you understand?
That's perfectly fine, but
Perfectly fine. $50 finder's fee, I would say, for not doing any work at all whatsoever, that's pretty reasonable. I think that's, for somebody who's an acquaintance, that's a pretty reasonable thing.
Ma'am, may I say something, please?
Go ahead.
He said acquaintance. I've known this gentleman for over 8 years. He hung at my house. He spent the night. That's more than an acquaintance to me.
Listen to me.
Right now,
maybe to you, but if Mr. Mack wants me to believe him, you were merely an acquaintance,
right,
because when somebody is a friend, you wouldn't screw him like he screwed you.
You're right.
Now, I don't believe you, Mr. Lopez, that you were going to spend $200 for this car. And I'm going to tell you why. I believe $500 was a more appropriate figure, because why would Mr. Stanley over here say that he was already paid $400? That is what you testified, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're owed another $100.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't care who you get that from.
You're right.
So you say that you owe Mr. Stanley $200.
$200, because that was a...
Shh. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to be real happy about this. You only have to pay Mr. Stanley $100.
Okay.
You have to show me where you paid Mr. Stanley $400. Can you do that?
other than his word, I have no paperwork because
I don't know whether I don't know if he knows whether today is Tuesday. You know what we're talking about? You know what I'm talking about with you, sir? I don't know if he knows what today is Tuesday, and I don't know what kind of scam you're pulling, but I'm getting really irritated.
No,
so you are entitled to a $50 finder's fee, which Mr. Lopez says he agreed to pay you.
I did.
That's all you're entitled to.
Question, Your Honor. If I bought the car from Mr. Stanley for $500,
Show me a purchase bill of sale.
he wouldn't give me one until I paid him for the until I paid him the $500. Why would he write me a bill of sale if I didn't
He
pay him
could
the
write
money?
you a note saying that you had given him $300 down or $400 down. You still owe him $100. I've sold my car on this 29th day of July 2002 to Mr. Mack for the amount of $500. He's given me $300 down, owes me another $200. Signed, what's your first name?
Robert.
Robert Stanley. That's very simple, right? See, when you try to be a con artist, that's what happens, Mr. Mack. When you try to outsmart people, then sometimes you get outsmarted yourself. You're entitled from Mr. Lopez the amount of $50. That's finder's fee, because I believe that part of Mr. Lopez's testimony that that's what you told him you wanted, $50 for finding this car. Who paid for the bee spray?
I did.
That's all. And if Mr. Stanley wants his $100 back that he says he didn't get, which I'm not so sure about, what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to sue one of you. Bye. From him, you get $50, because that's what you agreed to.
That's fine.
Thank you.
All these are excused. You may step out.
First, I just want to say hi to a couple people, my girlfriend, Stacia Stanley, my sister, parents.
Our original agreement was $50 finder's fee, $200 for Mr. Stanley.
I bought the car off of Mr. Stanley for $500. I got conned. Only in America.
A con artist tried to come in here and scam somebody and got conned. That's it.
You know, this is America, and I got conned out of my money.
Judge Judy pinned it on the nose. He's a con artist.
The con artist.
He's nothing but a liar, a con artist, and he's trailer trash.
Yeah, we were friends, but, you know, friends backstab.
He made an agreement with me. He stabbed me in my back.
Friends like that, you don't need enemies.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Daniels versus Robinson. Step forward, please.
Registered nurse Cherise Daniels is suing her ex-boyfriend, social worker Andre Robinson, for an unpaid loan. Andre claims she's been repaid.
Ms. Daniels, the defendant is your former boyfriend, and it is your claim that he owes you a balance on a loan that you made to him for his mother's funeral expenses. Mr. Robinson says that he paid back $1,300 of that loan. You acknowledge that?
Yes.
Owing a balance of $2,700, which he claims was forgiven because he did some favors for you.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So now, Ms. Daniels, we're going to get to some preliminary facts. Where did you get the $4,000 from?
I borrowed about $600 of it from my sister, but the rest of it I had myself. I work. I'm a registered nurse.
Where did you have it?
In my banking account.
Show me the withdrawal.
I don't have the statement from the withdrawal.
Do you have any evidence here of the loan?
No, I don't have any evidence.
So you have no evidence. You're coming to court. And you have to bring more than a smile when you come to court. Mr. Robinson, you claim that you gave her back $1,300. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Show me proof of that.
I have no receipt. I paid her in cash.
You did? Where did you get the cash from?
From, well, pretty much work, from saving and accumulating.
Income tax.
I gave it to her.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Income tax what year?
Actually, it wasn't income tax because my income tax check was taken from me.
So it wasn't an income tax check?
Yeah. So I had to come up with that much amount of money on my own.
So that you saved $1,300?
Yes.
That you gave her in cash?
Yes, because I trust her like that. We've known each other for so long.
You know what my problem is, Mr. Robinson? You know what my problem is, Miss Daniels?
No, Your Honor.
I don't trust either one of you. So when you all get some proof, you come back to see me.
Well, Your Honor, can I say something?
No. Listen to me. Listen to me. When you all get proof, go to your bank.
Your Honor,
listen to me carefully. Until I see a bank withdrawal from your bank for $4,000, don't come back.
Are these on the Step out. Yeah, this is case number 29 on the calendar in the matter of Jurst versus Sicklese. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Who's Brian?
Me.
Who's Anthony?
Me.
Everybody else sit down.
Hey.
How old are you, Brian?
9.
How old are you, Anthony?
12.
Brian, you were riding your bike near Anthony's house, is that right?
Yes.
And something happened and you fell off your bike and you broke your tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Just one tooth?
2 teeth.
2 teeth.
Yes.
You want to tell me what happened and how it happened that you fell off your bike?
I was riding my bike up the hill, and then I saw Anthony washing his motorbike. So I said, bet you can't squirt me with the hose. And he ran up and pushed me off my bike.
You saw Anthony, and he was doing a chore, washing his bike. So you said to him, I bet you can't squirt me with that hose? Why did you say that to him?
I don't know.
Well, that was pretty silly, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, what if he started chasing you with the hose? That's what you asked him to do. You bet him, right?
Yes.
Would you have liked that?
No.
So what happened after you said to him, bet you can't squirt me with that hose?
He ran up and pushed me off my bike.
He did? Is that what happened, Anthony?
No.
What happened, Anthony?
Well, after you said that, like, I pretended like I was gonna squirt him with the hose. Like, I pointed at him. And so I started running after him, and then, like...
With the hose or without the hose?
Without the hose, because I dropped it because I couldn't reach him. So, like, when I was running after him, he was, like, trying to avoid it. So he hit the curb, and he flipped.
How far away from you was he when he hit the curb and flipped? Show me someplace in this room.
Well, right there, maybe.
Where? Walk up and point to it.
Right here.
Okay, now step back. So what you're telling me, Anthony, is you never touched his bike?
Nope.
Now, Brian, you were riding away from him?
Yes.
Is that because he was chasing you?
Yes.
So you're looking in the other direction? How do you know he bumped you off your bike? Did you turn around and look to see where he was?
Yes.
And when you turned around and looked to see where he was, what happened?
I saw him push my bike.
No, I don't think you did, Brian. I don't think you saw him push your bike. I think he was chasing you. But I don't think at the very moment that he pushed your bike, you turned around to look at him. You might have turned around and hit a curb and fell. And he was chasing you. And the reason you fell off your bike is because he was chasing you. There's no question about that. But you made up a little bit of fib when you said he pushed you, because I don't believe he pushed you. Understand? Because that was a fib you just told me, that you turned around at the exact moment he pushed your bike and you saw him push it and you fell off. That's a fib. That doesn't mean he might not be responsible, because he was chasing you. You were trying to get away from him, but you started out by teasing him. Why were you teasing him?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Here you go. Now, I understand that when... Now I need the two mothers up here, please. Now, I understand that when this happened, Ms. Sicklese, I understand that Anthony or you went and got Brian. Somehow he got to your house.
Well, my older son came in and said that Anthony had the hose and that Brian was taunting the boys. They race motorcycles, so he was washing his bike. And him and another little boy were taunting the boys.
Just a minute. Brian, were you with somebody else?
Yes.
Who were you with?
Robbie, my friend.
How old is Robbie?
I think 9.
And was Robbie saying anything to Anthony and his brother?
No.
Just you?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So he had warned them, you know, get off our driveway, and because they live far down the street. And so for them to be, you know, up there, and so Anthony, you know, had warned them.
They're allowed to be up there. They're just, listen, he's a 9-year-old kid. They're playing
Right.
kids' games. You know, I bet you can't hit me with that bike. I bet you can't squirt me. And then they turn around and they ride away.
Right.
Right? He decides he's going to try to get him with the hose.
The
Hose
second
doesn't
time.
reach. Hose doesn't reach. He starts chasing him. He's turning around, not looking where he's going. He falls off his bike.
Right.
That's what happened. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out unless you're
Right.
trying to blame somebody else.
Yeah.
All right. So, but he came to your house.
He split his chin, and he had his knee was scratched. So I brought him in my house.
You brought Brian into your house.
Right. And I told the other little boy, go get his dad. Now, the other little boy went to go get his dad, not Brian's dad. And so I brought him in the bathroom and put like...
You took care of him as best you could.
Yes.
Well, who came
And
to finally get him?
I took him home, and then I talked to the father, and the father was very upset, which I understood. I mean, you know, his child was hurt, and he was venting, and I was, you know...
Well, what was he saying to you? Step up.
That...
That what?
That, you know, that our kids have problems, and they have no supervision.
Why were you...
And I was saying sorry.
Just a second. Why were you involved in that kind of conversation with us, sir?
Well, there was some admittance that he was pushed off the bike, and
Just a second. What did Anthony say to you? Did he admitted pushing
no,
him off
Anthony's
the bike?
brother was down there, and I said, "Where's the father figure?" I said, "There's nobody watching these kids."
Listen, your son was at their house. What's wrong with you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Does your street have two sides to it?
He was riding up on the
He's
sidewalk.
giving you baloney. Just because he's yours doesn't mean he won't give you baloney.
And later today,
We also have copies of the checks that were written,
To Amy, not to me.
but there's no way that Amy would steal money from my grandmother.
Listen to
There's
me,
a lot
Mr.
of things
Hoffman.
you don't know about
You
her.
don't know that.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 9-year-old Brian Jerse says neighbor 12-year-old Anthony Sicklese shoved him off his bike. Anthony claims he never touched him.
Your son was at their house. They didn't come to your house. He was there, and he was teasing them. The lady brought him home to you because you weren't out there supervising him. He's 9. Quiet. He's 9. You weren't out there supervising him. She went in, took care of him, brought him back to you. So, I mean, I read that, and I said, why would a grown man open up a mouth like that to this lady? Any reason?
No,
or you
I
just
saw my
lost your
kid
temper?
I saw my kid covered in blood.
Yeah.
There had been prior instances with Anthony teasing my son, and I just, you know, I made a couple of comments like
Well,
that.
then you were wrong.
Okay.
Because your son started it. You understand that? Okay. So, and if he got hurt, he got hurt. That's all. He's got to know. He can't tease people, especially people who are older, people who are bigger. But we're not talking about a 9-year-old and a 25-year-old. We're talking about a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old who are about the same size. Right?
Yes.
So, it happens. That's what happens with boys. So you don't get that kind of upset, sir, especially to somebody who's trying to do the right thing. Now, I don't know anything about these boys. I don't know about their history. I don't know if they're wise, Alex. That may be. He may be a little bit of a Weisenheimer, this one over here. This one.
He's more outgoing than my oldest one.
Oh, well, he was
Yeah.
one with a smirk on his face, so I wasn't exactly sure what that
He's
smirk was.
nervous.
Are you nervous? Am I
yes.
making you nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So he's like, he was.
I thought like you got that from my hair, so I
Well, I thought I could use a little bit of a comb down, but that's, I understand that's the style these days, so I have to go with it. You're not mine. It's fine with me. No, I don't know what you were upset about. So you're upset because you saw your son injured. That doesn't necessarily mean you have the right to take off against the boy's mother.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Brian and Robbie were on their way up to Robbie's house. They had to ride their bikes past their house to get to Robbie's house. And in numerous incidents before this incident, these boys had stopped Robbie and Brian, saying they could not pass them on the street to go back and forth between
So
Robbie's
as a
house
result
and
of
my
that,
house.
Brian stopped and said to them, I bet you can't squirt me with the hose. Does your street have two sides to it?
He was on the opposite side of the street.
No, he wasn't.
That's
No,
according
he
to
wasn't.
Brian.
No.
He was not
He
in the
wasn't.
driveway according to Brian.
No, he wasn't. He was on the drive. He was close to the driveway. He wasn't on the other side of the street.
He was riding up on the
He's
sidewalk.
giving you baloney. Just because he's yours doesn't mean he won't give you baloney.
I had another instance with Anthony.
I'm not interested. I'm interested in this one. And in this one, he started it. He finished it. She's not responsible. They started it. And I don't believe that he pushed the bike. I believe that he chased him and he fell off the bike. I don't believe he pushed him off the bike. You're not that evil, are you? Try to be nice to each other. That's what the world's all about. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They became very hostile after we made a police report.
We tried to settle it, but they didn't want to settle it.
Flipped us off when they'd go by my husband.
Wanted to get attorneys first, and this is where we're at now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Smith Huffman versus Warden. Step forward, please.
26-year-old prep cook Amy Smith and chef Stephen Huffman are suing Amy's ex-friend, 26-year-old homemaker Kelly Warden, for stealing money. Kelly says Amy is pulling a fast one.
According to this complaint, you gave the defendant a certain amount of money.
Yes.
Money that she was to give to an attorney because you were in the process of seeking a divorce.
Yes.
It is your claim that she stole that money, never turns it over to anyone except herself. You want it back. Defendant says this is a whole story that's made up by you because you took this money from your grandmother and spent it. What does this man have to do with anything?
This is my brother Steven. He came down with me to get receipts and a phone number from the lawyer.
Oh, he's a witness.
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat? Okay. When did you first approach her about seeking some advice about a lawyer?
In December, I told her that I had to find a lawyer so I can do a legal separation or a divorce. And she said that she could help me out. I thought I could trust her.
Gives her qualifications to help you out with anything?
Well, she told me she already went through a divorce. She told me how much it would be. It was like $920. I gave her that money, and then she called me again.
Just a second. Why did you give her the money?
Because I lived an hour away, and it was like I didn't have a vehicle or anything.
Does anybody in your family have a car?
Yes, but they work, and I'm not allowed to drive their cars.
Go ahead. So you gave her money for the lawyer without even calling the lawyer?
I asked her if I can get the phone number.
Is the answer yes or no?
No.
You didn't call the lawyer?
I couldn't. She didn't give me the number.
Of course you could. Keep going, Miss Smith. So you gave her $920.
Plus $500 and something.
When did you give her the other $500?
She came up to New Berlin, up to my grandmother's house. My grandmother wrote the check out to me, and she said it would be better if I gave her cash and stuff, so I signed the check and cashed it.
And the money never got to a lawyer, is that
No.
what you're telling me? And when did you find that out?
My brother and I and my father went down to her trailer to get the rest of my stuff because I was moving down there, and then I decided to move back.
Moving down where?
To West Windsor.
So you managed to get somebody to drive you down
My
there on
brother
a Thursday?
took off work.
Listen to me.
Sorry.
You managed to get somebody to drive you down.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stand up. Your last name is?
Huffman.
In 30 seconds or less, you tell me what you know about this money.
My grandmother allowed Amy to borrow the money from her. We drove Amy down that day to, because everybody in the family thought, well, why didn't you get any receipts from her from this lawyer? So we finally...
Because that's what she was telling you. She was telling you that listen to me.
She basically
Mr.
manipulated.
Huffman, your sister was telling you that. And she gave her a receipt.
Handwritten receipts from a lawyer.
Miss Warden says that your sister asked her to write out these receipts because she had taken the money from your grandmother.
Yep.
Let me hear what she told you.
Amy called me up and said that she was in trouble, that she was her husband had just left her. He was filing bankruptcy. She says, well, my grandmother's going to give me a couple of checks. Will you please come up and take me to the bank and cash them? December 9th, we went to her grandmother's, picked up a check for $920, cashed the checks at Key Bank, and she decides she wants to go shopping. We went to Walmart. She bought me a numerous amount of clothing, my daughter all kinds of clothing, toys.
So what you're saying is she took this money from her grandmother. Now I want you to tell me, because I read it in your answer, what she said to you about these receipts that she wanted you to sign.
Her mother and father were harping on her for some receipts. So she asked me, she says, Kelly, could you please write me some receipts, please? I want one saying that I gave a lawyer $920. No big deal. I was helping my best friend. And then she asked me if I'd write another one for $1,420. I said, sure, no problem.
Those are the two receipts that you have.
So I wrote them.
These are the two receipts that Kelly wrote, and we also have copies of the checks that were written.
To Amy, not to me. To Amy.
That's true. They were written to Amy, but there is no way that Amy would steal money from my grandmother.
Listen to me, Mr. Huffman.
You don't know about.
You don't know that. Okay. Did your sister ever hold a job?
She holds a job, but she's very ill sometimes. She has asthma.
I have asthma.
Shh. Please, could you do me a favor and be quiet? I don't want to hear you again until I ask you a question. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Mr. Huffman, your sister's story doesn't sound true to me. Do you understand? And I know it's very hard for you and your family to say she took money from her grandmother under false pretenses. But somehow it doesn't make sense to me that what appears to be two relatively intelligent people, you certainly, your sister sounds perfectly normal to me, would say, I want to get a divorce. Take $1,420 and without speaking to the lawyer. First $900, needed more, haven't spoken to the lawyer. Another $500.
Us as a family were asking Amy, what are you doing? We said, why didn't you get information for her? At one point, Kelly called her down and said...
Did she ever say to you...
She had paperwork.
Shh. Mr. Hoffman, did your sister ever say to you, could you take a day off from work and drive me to the lawyer's office?
I would have. Amy...
Did your... So ask me the question. Did your sister ever say that to you?
No, she didn't. She was in a vulnerable state in her life.
No. Listen to me, sir. She did it because she took the money.
Amy did not use the money.
Yes, she did. Your sister's story doesn't make sense because she has a family, she's close to her brother, and the reason she gives me for not going to the lawyer herself initially is because the lawyer was an hour away, and she doesn't have a car, she doesn't have an access to a car, but she has access to you.
Her husband handled all this stuff before, and she didn't know how to do it, and she wanted to do things on her own. To prove to us as family members that she could do something herself.
Did she ask you to help her move down to...
She asked my other brother.
And did he?
No.
Shh. Did he bring her... Did somebody take a day off from work? Who took a day off from work?
Friend of my brother's.
But your other brother did, according to your sister.
No, he did not take a day off of work.
What part of close your mouth didn't you understand? Close your mouth. Each one of those words has one syllable. I'm not trying to confuse you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand, Mr. Hoffman? Your sister took the money and she spent it. She did not give it to her. She may have spent some of the money on her. She may have bought her clothes. She may have bought her things. But no normal person says, here's the money for the lawyer and I don't have to talk to the lawyer. So your case is dismissed.
That's why we went up there.
That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. Step out. This is case number 37 on the calendar in the matter of Shaw versus Wallace. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Shaw, it is your claim that the defendant defrauded you to the tune of many thousands of dollars because she told you that you were the biological father of her child, and for a substantial period of time you paid her child support, and then at some point you decided to verify that claim. You had a paternity test done, and it turns out that you are not the child's biological father, and you want the support payments back.
Correct.
When did you begin dating Miss Wallace?
I met Miss Wallace approximately May of '99.
And how long did you date her?
5 to 6 months. About the third or fourth month, she told me that she missed her cycle and that she was pregnant with my child.
What did you say to her?
I was a little, surprised, but I knew that, we'd had sex, unprotected sex, and I knew it was possible.
Why did you do that? Well, I'm going to ask her the same question.
That's something that I do occasionally.
How many children do you have?
I have 3 children, 3 girls.
How old are they?
They are 26, my daughter here. I have a 19-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Quite a lapse there between judgments.
Yes, that's why I was kind of excited about, I wasn't disappointed about the fact that she was pregnant, because it had been like 15, 16 years since I had a child, so I wasn't totally against the idea.
Oh, how old is your child?
My child is 2 also.
2 also?
Yes.
So you were having sex with several women at the same time?
No, Your Honor, that's not the way it occurred.
How many?
I was only having sex with her at the time.
Well, you have another child who's 2.
Well, there's about 6, 7 months difference in ages. The way it happened was, Katrina and I started having problems shortly after she became pregnant. And approximately when she was 2 to 3 months pregnant, I knew that there wasn't going to be a relationship between the 2 of us. So I told her, I said, look, this is not going to work between us. I'm basically moving on. The only thing I can do at this point is help you support my child. And I moved on to a new relationship.
Didn't you ever question the fact that maybe this wasn't your child?
A little.
What do you mean a little?
I kind of jokingly said to her, was she sure that, that I was the father?
Do you have other children?
Yes.
How many children?
A 19-year-old and my 2-year-old.
Go ahead.
She got very upset when I questioned her, and almost belligerent. And so I kind of backed off the notion that, she was telling the truth, that it was my child. So,
had you ever been to court at any other time, Mr. Shaw, with regard to issues of paternity, custody, visitation with any of your other children?
Yes, once.
So you know how to get to court?
Yes.
Okay. At what point, sir, did you decide to question the paternity of this child?
Well, several months after Malik was born, seemingly Katrina would interfere with the 2 of us trying to bond. She didn't support me as a father. She didn't support us spending time together. I would try to take him out of town with me like I would do with my younger child, and she would tell him, no, he can't go. Or I would try to keep him for several days, and most of the time she would say no. On one instance, approximately 6 to 8 months ago.
So why didn't you go to court, Mr. Shaw?
Well, it wasn't that she wouldn't let me see him at all. It's the fact that she wouldn't, if I asked for permission to take him out of town.
You're not supposed to ask her for permission. If you want to spend quality time with the child, then you go to court. Was there some other reason why you didn't want to take this matter through the courts? Did it have to do with money?
I don't think so, no.
You have a business?
Yes, I do.
What kind of business do you have?
I own several barbershops in the Atlanta area.
And how much support were you giving Miss Wallace?
I started off at $300 a month, and mind you that I had 2 other children that I was paying the same amount of support to, and I raised it approximately $50 every 6 to 8 months or so, equally.
So how much money did you give her in total?
In total, I gave her approximately $9,000.
Is that about right?
Yes, that's about right.
Okay. According to you, you took the child for a paternity test. Do you have those test results?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see them. Tell me about what happened when you took Malik for a blood test. Tell me about it.
I had, began to have little suspicions, but I just thought it was just me. But I was having doubts for a good period of time.
Tell me about the procedure that you used, sir. You took him on a period of visitation. You took him to a laboratory. Tell me about that. I want to know the procedure that you used.
Well, one day I asked if I could pick him up and spend some time with him. I went over, picked him up, and took him straight to the lab, and we did a paternity test, and I returned.
Which lab?
Any lab.
What?
Any lab. That's the name of the lab. It's located in Atlanta. It was the only place that I could find where I could actually do a paternity test, and get the results back within a reasonable amount of time.
What was the reasonable amount of time?
This took approximately 3 weeks.
Ms. Wallace, is it possible that Mr. Shaw is not Malik's father?
Yes.
So you were, in fact, having sexual relations with more than one person at the time that Malik was conceived. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. There was someone else, and I did use protection.
Are you confident that Mr. Shaw is Malik's father?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I turned around, boom, that's when the assault began. Everything went flying.
He comes with a flurry of punches. It's gonna get worse, you know. I'm not gonna just sit here and let you throw punches at me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Shaw says ex-girlfriend Katrina Wallace lied to him about the paternity of her child. He is suing for the return of child support.
Mr. Shaw, the way to conduct a paternity test, sir, is for all parties, including the child, to be present at the same time. You understand that?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Well, I'm going to tell you. The way you conduct a paternity test is mother, alleged father, and the child go for testing at the same time so that you can identify him. Yes. She says, yes, that is Mr. Shaw, and that is my child. Do you understand?
I understand.
So we are going to adjourn this case. And you're going to go and schedule a paternity test, a DNA test, with the two of you and the child present at the same time. Clear? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we'll all come back here when I get the results. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rendez versus Scobie, step forward, please.
24-year-old student Jesse Rendez is suing his schoolmate, 25-year-old student Donnell Scobie, for dental bills due to an assault. Donnell is countersuing for a false arrest.
Mr. Rendez, what school did you go to?
San Francisco State University.
And how long have you known Mr. Scobie?
Approximately a year and a half.
It is your claim that Mr. Scobie assaulted you, caused you some physical injury. You want him to compensate you for that and also to pay some of your dental bills.
Correct.
Mr. Scobie says that he acted in self-defense and he's countersuing. He says because of your actions, he spent some time in jail, limited time, and his academic record was placed at risk. When did this incident happen and where, sir?
It happened approximately at 4:15 on 4/18/2002 in the kinesiology department of San Francisco State University.
Tell me what happened.
First, I'd like to state that, yes, the defendant and I were friends. However, if I would have known about the defendant's history of violent crime and...
Tell me what happened.
I'll tell you what happened? Okay. Well...
And try looking at me when you tell me what happened.
Sure. Okay, Your Honor. Like I said, on 4/15 on 4/18/2002, I asked the defendant to use a cellular phone of his. Being that we were friends and I have let him use my cellular phone in the past, I figured that he would definitely let me use the cell phone. He said no, he couldn't let me use the phone. I explained to him that it wasn't...
Did he tell you why?
Not at that point. He didn't tell me why. That's when I explained to him it's emergency. Can I please use the cell phone? It is an emergency. I let him know that. And then that's when he told me why he couldn't.
What did he say?
That it's not my phone. That's when we began to get into an argument. I told him, you're not going to let me use this phone, it's an emergency. That's when I said, I really don't want anything to do with you any longer. I would appreciate it if you wouldn't be my friend anymore.
Mr. Rendez, that doesn't sound like language you use when you were annoyed. Why don't you tell me what you said to him?
I exchanged violent words with him as far as...
Violent words with him?
Yeah, as far as bad words. Not violent words, bad words. You know, F you, this, don't F with me anymore. I just, you know...
Right.
That's when the defendant went outside and gestured me to fight him. I told him I did not want to fight him at school because my standing at school would be affected, Your Honor. I did not want anything to do with him as far as a physical confrontation.
No, just a second. That's not what you said to him.
Well, I did say, Your Honor, that I didn't want to have any physical confrontation at school. I said that.
You said, I don't want to have any physical confrontation at school. Those were your words. That's what you want me to believe?
Well, not like that. I said...
No. Then understand me, sir. I want you to tell me what you said to him. He's gesturing to you to come on and fight him, and you said...
Then that's when I turned away and walked away from him.
Oh, well, because you just told me before. You told him that you didn't want to have any confrontation at school to him because you didn't want it to affect your academic standing.
Correct.
That didn't take place.
No, it did. That was when we were, I'm sorry, Your Honor. That was when we were walking down the hallway. When we were walking down the hallway, that's when I said, I'm not going to fight you at school. This is going too far. I do not want to fight you at school and have anything at school to jeopardize my standing at school. Then that's when he went outside. He went outside and gestured for the fight. That's when I turned around. I began to walk away from him to defuse the situation. I did not want a confrontation with him, Your Honor. That's when he came in, he rushed in the doors. I turned around, Your Honor, and then bam, that's when the assault occurred.
Tell me about the assault.
I turned around, boom, that's when the assault began. Everything went flying.
No, I don't understand what boom means.
Well, boom, that's when I was struck in the face, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
That's an answer.
I'm sorry. That's when I was struck in the face.
And that's when your tooth was injured.
That's when my tooth was injured, correct. That's when my tooth was chipped.
And what did you do after you were struck in the face?
All I remember, Your Honor, is the defendant kept saying, it's going to keep getting worse, it's going to keep getting worse. He kept repeating, it's going to keep getting worse. When I was trying to get as close to the defendant as possible so I could try to wrap him up so that I wouldn't get it hit any more times. That's when I wrapped him up and we began to wrestle. I kind of shook him off me, and then that's when I went to the office to receive help, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, now, Mr. Scobie, your version of the event, sir.
Okay, it was, like the plaintiff said, it was April 18th. I was with a study group studying. I needed to make a call later to a friend that I had a date with. I borrowed a friend's cell phone, went outside, made my call. As I was finishing my call, the plaintiff walked up to me, asked me, you know, can I use your phone? And like he said before, we were friends. We played basketball numerous times together. We were on the same teams together. And I told him, you know, the woman whose phone this is she told me to make the phone call quick for myself. So, let alone I'm not going to let the plaintiff use the phone. So I said, no, you can't use the phone, but here, I have a pocket full of change. I even gestured to give the guy some change. That's when he said, in curse words to me, you're a punk, and just kept going on and on. I didn't know where this came from. Him and I, a couple days earlier, had hung out and actually had lunch together. Or even, I think, earlier that day.
You didn't let him have your phone, and he was frustrated. So he used a lot of bad language.
Yes, he said...
Keep going.
And so he used a bunch of foul language with me. I said, you know, you, and I walked away from the plaintiff. That's when the plaintiff opened the door, came in, and so my back's to him. I'm walking down the hall, and gestured to me, you know, you want to handle this?
Keep going.
And so I walk up to him and I say, you know, whatever, you want to handle it? What are you talking about? He goes, let's go out back. So I start walking down another hall. The whole time he's ranting and raving, you know, I'm going to whoop your punk so-and-so. At that point, the plaintiff swooped behind me, tripped me from behind, Your Honor. I started to fall down. As I fell down, I gained my position I thought the guy was attacking me because it wasn't like we're going to, you know, take a walk in the park. He was telling me he's going to kick my ass. So, and that's when I turned around out of self-defense and, you know, struck exactly. So the plaintiff then gets geared up. He comes with a flurry of punches, of which, I mean, this incident didn't just happen right here. I mean, he pursued me on numerous occasions as I tried to walk away. He came at me with at least 5 or 6 punches, and yes, I said it's going to get worse. I'm thinking he's coming at me. I'm backpedaling in my flip-flops. It's going to get worse. You know, I'm not going to just sit here and let you throw punches at me. At one point, I tripped on my flip-flops. The plaintiff tried to get on top of me. I grabbed the plaintiff's arms. A woman walks by. He turns his attention to her, and I slip out of the incident. He had my shirt, and he's like saying, it's, you know, it ain't over. It's not over, and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know, at the worst, he's going to want to fight me again. So I headed to the health center.
Okay. You went to the health center to get your hand fixed.
Yes, I did.
You injured your hand, you hit him so hard, right?
It wasn't a calculated punch, but yes, I did injure my hand.
Because you hit him so hard?
Yes.
Okay. So what kind of injuries did you suffer, sir?
Chipped tooth, severely chipped tooth from the blow.
And you? What did you suffer?
A laceration on my left finger, left hand.
You're not even suggesting that I deal with that. You punched him, you want me to suffer?
No, I mean, he started the fight. Okay. I mean, injuries aside,
he
started the fight.
Keep going.
After that, the plaintiff rushes to the office to where I work. I teach water aerobics to the elderly. I'm a weight training instructor.
So he filed a complaint?
He filed a complaint.
Were you arrested?
Yes, I was.
Scobie, what happened with those charges?
Those charges were dropped. I was readmitted to school to get back in. I had numerous teachers write letters of recommendation, which I have here.
Anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Rendez?
Yes, I would just like to say, Your Honor, the injury that I suffered from this assault, it really hurt me, Your Honor.
You behaved badly, Mr. Rendez.
I know I said some bad things, Your Honor.
You behaved badly, Mr. Rendez.
I know.
Sir, you did.
I know, Your Honor. I said some things, but that does not excuse this man's assault on me because I said a few bad words to him. The sweep kick that he claims occurred did not occur. I did not sweep kick the defendant, Your Honor.
How do I know that?
It's written in the police report. Can I please present that?
Sure, show me. I'd like to see that.
That's a copy of the police report. I've highlighted a few things.
Don't highlight, I read. This incident report, Mr. Rendez, absolutely gives your version of the events, and it gives Mr. Scobie's version of the events.
Correct.
How come you didn't highlight, because you highlighted a lot of things, Mr. Rendez, how come you didn't highlight the part of his statement where he says that you swept-kicked him against his leg and he turned around and he hit you?
Because there was no sweep kick, Your Honor.
Just a second, that's what you say. That's what you say. That's why I read the whole thing. According to your statement to the police, there was no sweep kick. According to the defendant's report to the police, there was. But you conveniently neglected to highlight that. How come?
Because
Did you
that
think
did
I wouldn't
not
read it?
occur. That
No,
sweep
that's what
kick
you
did
say.
not occur, Your Honor.
You behaved badly, Mr. Rendez.
I know I did, and I definitely said some things that weren't right, and I'm sorry to the defendant for that, but I never once swept kicked the defendant, Your Honor.
Mr. Rendez, your case is dismissed. Mr. Scobie, your counterclaim is dismissed. You both behaved badly that day. You, Mr. Rendez, I have a sense, was very, very angry. You'd asked your friend to borrow a cell phone. He said no. You overreacted. You started cursing at him. And the two of you behaved very badly. You, unfortunately, got the worst of the deal. He got a cut hand that required some stitches, and you lost a tooth. That's what happens when two people act like idiots, when two men act like idiots. If he said, no, I'm sorry, you can't borrow the cell phone because it doesn't belong to me, you turn around, you say, thank you very much, and you go find something else to do. You don't start cursing at him because that precipitates an argument. You curse at him, you call his mother names, he curses at you, he called your mother names, and then all of a sudden you get into an incident where everybody's acting a little too hot. You both suffered. Chalk it up to experience. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 93 on the calendar in the matter of Schmidt versus Rabinowitz.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Who's Schmidt? Yeah. How are you related?
He's my brother.
According to what I read, Mr. Rabinowitz has a club. And you and your brother were young entrepreneurs. You were going into business, or you were in business together. You arranged for dances or get-togethers. You would rent out a club or a part of a club. You would charge an entrance fee. You would supply a DJ. Everybody would dance, have a good time. You would get a split, and you both made a little money. So you're like promoters, right?
Yes.
So you decided to engage Mr. Rabinowitz's club for an event. You paid a fee of how much?
$400 down, 25%.
So what?
$400 down and 25% of door sales.
So far, is that correct, Mr. Rabinowitz?
Yes.
And when was this event supposed to take place?
On December 28th.
And according to you, Mr. Rabinowitz closed the club during your event, causing you to lose a whole bunch of money. And you should have made thousands, and you only made how much?
He gave us $150 at the end of the night, and we also made the money off our pre-sale tickets.
Which was how much?
Somewhere around $450.
How much, Mr. Rabinowitz?
There was 122 people through the door. They paid $12 a piece. Whatever the math work is there, somewhere around $1,400. Like she said, most of the money was pre-sold. Most of the tickets were pre-sold. I think there was only about 30 people that paid at the door cash. She had sold tickets, hard tickets, to her customers. She also claimed that there would be hundreds of people at the show.
She said, it's not your turn to speak yet. All I want to know is how much money you made, Miss Schmidt, that night.
That evening, we got $150 in cash from Eric.
I didn't ask you how much you got from Eric. I asked you how much you made.
$450 plus the $150, so around $600.
So you didn't lose any money?
No, we did lose the money. We lose the money that he kept.
Ms. Schmidt, you paid him $400 to rent the room. You ended up at the end of the day making more than $400. Is that right?
Okay. Yes.
then you didn't lose any money. What you're claiming is because he closed the club early, we'll get to the reason in a moment, you could have made a lot more.
Okay.
Now, do we understand
Yes,
each other?
that's correct.
The thrust of the complaint is, other than the other stuff that you complain about, that he had people at the door, that he was watching who was coming into the place and he was collecting money rather than you collecting the money. I mean, you have all that as a complaint. The reason that Mr. Rabinowitz shut down your club was what?
There were several reasons why I shut the
Look at me. Don't look at your paper.
Okay, sorry. There were several reasons why I shut the club down early. But the main gist of it was that her employees and staff were caught using drugs by the head of tobacco and liquor of Fort Collins, Colorado.
So the police came.
The police came, and then these people proceeded to be extraordinarily rude to the police and to me and my staff.
The police came.
Absolutely. Several times.
Why?
Because...
Is that usual? Look at me. Is that usual when you run an event?
No.
Was it the event particularly loud?
No.
Then why would they come?
I think it was twofold. One was, it was a rave, and there's a certain...
What's a rave? I don't know what a rave
I think
is.
Tiffany would be better at answering that question than I do, since, you know, she's the rave master. I'm just a...
What's a rave, please?
Actually, a rave is an all-night event, pretty much, where DJs come in and play different types of house and trance music, and kids dance to it.
The police came because this was scheduled to be an all-night event.
Not all night, but till 3:30, yes.
Well, that's pretty late.
That's
to
pretty
me,
late.
that's...
Depends what city you're in, but this particular music, I agree with you fully.
Any music. You got to do a lot more than dance and play
Well, when
an
you're a
instrument
club
to keep
owner,
me up
you
till
want
3:30
money,
in
you
the
want
morning.
people in there drinking, you know?
Don't talk over me. It's irritating, and I'm old. Do you know the people who were caught using marijuana?
I don't personally, but I know their names, and I know they're a
You
part
know
of their
their
staff.
names?
Yes, absolutely.
Were they caught inside or outside the club?
They were caught directly outside my office. Outside, but on my property.
I want you to write their names down on a piece of paper.
It's written right here on the contract.
Can I have
I just threw it on there.
Well, check them off. Are there a lot more people's names on there, or are they?
No, just the two.
Okay. Would you please show the plaintiffs this and ask them if these two people were in any way connected with their organization in either promoting or playing that evening?
They're the light techs.
Shh.
Was one of the people we hired to come in and do our visuals, and was his girlfriend.
So they were, in fact, related to you. And at what time were these two people arrested?
I'd say right around midnight.
Is that correct, Ms. Schmidt?
There were no arrests. They were ticketed.
What time were they ticketed?
It was at 11:47.
And what time did Mr. Rabinowitz close the club?
About just a few minutes after midnight.
So about the same time.
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You said there were a lot of people there that were under 21.
Yes.
So they couldn't drink.
That's right.
But they could use drugs.
No.
But
We
they did
searched
use
people
drugs.
at the door.
They did use drugs.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tiffany Schmidt and her brother Travis say club owner Eric Rabinowitz breached their contract when he shut down their rave. Eric says the siblings' employees were doing drugs.
Didn't you know that if any of your employees or your contractors use drugs on or around the premises, that he had the ability to shut you down?
Well, he never gave us a chance to mitigate the damages for the first part.
Just a second, explain that to me, Ms. Schmidt.
Well, basically, we were under the them using drugs had nothing to do with us. We did not know that they had them.
It was your responsibility.
It was our responsibility.
My dear,
they were outside. We can't watch
My
them.
dear, I want you to explain to me. I know you have a word that you just used, mitigating damages.
Yes.
I don't think you know what that means.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Well, explain to me your understanding of what mitigating damages means.
Well, he could have given us the opportunity to send those people home and gone without them, because we would have been just fine without them.
That's not mitigating damages, madam. Mitigating damages is a legal term of art. That means that, for instance, if you rent an apartment with 2 roommates and one of the roommates takes off, you may be under an obligation to try to find another roommate to mitigate the damage that the other roommate has caused. Or if you rent a place, like you rented his establishment, and you cancel it a month before, he may have an obligation to try to rent it again to mitigate the damages that your cancellation cost. But once people are found in possession of drugs on his premises, there is no way that you can mitigate those damages.
Well, they weren't.
Because it is an indication that you have no control over your employees. And once you have no control, Ms. Schmidt, over your employees, Mr. Rabinowitz over here, who runs a business, could lose his license long term because you were unable to control your employees. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good.
Can I please say something, Your Honor? Sure. Okay. First of all, the police did tell Eric that because of this, they were not arrested. They were
Don't
ticketed.
give me any hearsay.
Well,
I'm not interested.
I
You want to have a
it
witness?
On evidence for it.
Well, I'd like to. You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see the police report. X and Y were contacted after officers witnessed them preparing to smoke marijuana. Paraphernalia and marijuana were confiscated. Both subjects were issued summonses. It says that the police contacted the owner of the Starlight, Mr. Rabinowitz, and advised him that at least 2 persons who had been inside his establishment and were with the promoters were contacted and charged with possession of marijuana. After hearing that information, Rabinowitz chose to ask the persons to leave the Starlight and ask the show to end. And he's absolutely right. Why should he risk them coming back and finding more people inside with drugs?
Can I say something?
What?
They searched multiple people inside the venue and they didn't find any drugs or paraphernalia.
Let me tell you something, sir. All they had to find was another handful. 1 or 2. And they can destroy his business. You have no right to let that happen. What are you complaining about? He's got a business to protect.
Our complaint, Your Honor, is that he was going to shut us down before this incident even happened.
Well,
he broke
do you
the
think that there was a...
contract in
Listen,
several
let me
ways.
ask you this question. What possibly could be his motive for doing that?
In my personal opinion, I would say his motive was that the evening was a 16 and up show. His bar sales were not high because of the fact that most people were under 21, and he wanted to close it down because he wasn't getting the amount of money that he had expected.
That was promised.
Hmm?
I was promised a certain amount of people by the promoter, and they didn't show up, so she's basically putting it on me for being a poor promoter and a poor worker and entrepreneur. You know, I put shows on all the time, 7 a week, and I have 100 people in my club every Saturday night, and there was about 122 people on that night. I mean, all I have to do is open the doors for 100 people to show up, so obviously...
So what's the drinking age at your...
21.
21.
Oh, yeah.
And you said there were a lot of people there that were under 21.
Yes.
So they couldn't drink.
That's right.
But they could use drugs.
No.
But
We
they did
searched
use
people
drugs.
at the doors.
They did use drugs.
She did.
You want to be promoters? You got to be careful that your people who are employed by you, people who are around underage people, don't have drugs, whether it be marijuana or ecstasy or pills or Quaaludes or anything else, because if you do, the possibility exists that you're going to lose money. So you have no case, Ms. Schmidt, nor Mr. Schmidt. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Oh, just a second. I have a countersuit. Are you serious about your countersuit, or you want to say goodbye, countersuit?
I would love to just get that out of here.
Perfect. Thank you.
He came up, they said, everything's fine, the club looks great, you guys are doing wonderful, and about 2 minutes later he would come up freaking out about something.
I tried to pull him off.
If anyone was on drugs, it was him.
Well, he did disappear a few times and come back very irritated. But I tried to pull him off the side and explain that they did have a contract with Planet Fleur, which is peace, love, unity, and respect, and that he needed to follow his contract. And he basically said the contract doesn't mean anything. No, he did say the contract didn't mean anything to him anymore. If it didn't go his way, he was going to close him down.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Williams versus Coleman, step forward, please.
22-year-old homemaker Demesia Williams is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old rapper William Coleman, for giving away her ferret while she was in a women's shelter.
Miss Williams, you want the defendant to pay for your ferret.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you buy the ferret?
I bought it the day after my birthday last year.
Give me the date, please. I don't know when
March
your birthday
14th.
is.
March 14th.
And how did the defendant come into possession of your ferret?
I had some trouble at home, and I had to leave and go to a facility to where I couldn't take him with me, so I asked him to keep him for me.
What date did you go to the facility?
On May 6th.
So you had the ferret for about 6 weeks?
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of facility did you go to?
It was a facility for women of domestic violence.
The defendant was your boyfriend?
Correct.
He was the person who was abusing you?
No, ma'am.
And when, for the first time, did you ask for the ferret back?
I asked him for the ferret back in January of this year. Actually, I went to his house, and he wasn't there, but I told his stepfather that I...
So, 7 months later, you asked for it back?
Correct.
And did he give it back to you in January of '03?
No, he did not.
When did you ask for it again?
I asked for it again a couple of weeks later, about the first or second week of February.
So a month later?
At the first time I asked for it, it was about the end of January, so it was only a couple of weeks later.
Okay. Shh, I'm going to get to you in a second. And the end of January, what did he say?
I didn't get a response back from him because, like I said, at the time I was at his house. He wasn't home. I spoke to his
Did you look for the ferret?
No, I did not. But
how long did you remain in the shelter?
I was in the shelter for 11 months.
So from May of '02 until
April
of 2003.
Correct.
You were in the shelter, so how could you ask for the ferret back in January if they didn't allow ferrets there?
At the time, they were going to be placing me in my own apartment.
But you didn't go into your own apartment.
Right.
So then you couldn't have the ferret back in January. And you couldn't have the ferret back in February.
Right, and that was at the time that I had asked my boyfriend, Autumn, if he could keep him for me. His sister wanted a ferret, so I was going to let them take care of the ferret. And
how much money did you give Mr. Coleman, I gather no longer your boyfriend because you had a new boyfriend?
Right.
How much did you give him to take care of your ferret for the 11 months that he had the ferret?
I didn't give him anything at the time.
Just a second. You didn't give him anything?
Right.
How much money did you give him towards veterinarian bills, if any?
Nothing. But
when did you get a new boyfriend?
In December.
While you were in the shelter?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, are you serious with me, Miss Williams? Into the ferret, sir.
Okay, for starters, she only paid for about 2 or 3 bags of food, and the ferret was in my care since June 24th, which she has down here.
Mr. Coleman, Mr. Coleman.
Yes, ma'am.
She says she didn't pay for anything.
Yeah, well...
But so you're being very honest with me, is that
exactly.
right? You're just not paying attention.
Yeah, I'm being honest, but I'm not paying
No, you're just not paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
So why don't you just, instead of doing the drill that you want to drill, why don't you just answer my questions?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened to the ferret?
The ferret didn't have any vaccinations that he was supposed to get, therefore he got sick. He didn't get attention that he therefore needed because I was on the road doing shows. I'm a rapper. And she knew this, so that's what happened.
You did not give me a whole story. Where's the ferret?
The ferret passed away.
When?
March 18th.
Who was watching the ferret?
I did the best I could. My mother's scared of it. My stepfather was gone.
At the time, he told me that his mother gave the ferret away. He didn't tell me that the ferret died.
He wanted to spare you.
And it's like he could have told me that the ferret was not getting the proper care because he did not tell me that he was still going on the road because of different things.
Madam, you had this ferret for 6 weeks. You did not develop a loving attachment for it that you couldn't get over. You managed to find, listen to me, you managed to find a new boyfriend in December. And if you were in love with this ferret and wanted all kinds of compensation, then you would have found some way to have the ferret go into his possession. This is the boyfriend in December of '02.
Correct.
Rather than waiting until the end of January of '03, the end of January of '03, according to you, not according to him, by the way, to ask for this thing back.
At the time we were
Courts
still
are very
together.
busy places. We have no time for nonsense. Get a life and get a new ferret. That's all. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 78 on the calendar in the matter of Jordan versus Hill. Parties have been sworn in. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Jordan, Mr. Hill is a former boyfriend of yours and the father of your child.
Right.
You want him to pay you damages because you claim that he filed a false application for a protective order against you.
Right.
Because of that, you suffered certain legal costs, you lost time from work, and you suffered as a result of emotional damage.
Right.
Mr. Hill says everything he said in that application for an order of protection or protective order was true, and he is counterclaiming because he says that you damaged some property in a hotel room when you had a hissy fit about something. He had to pay for it. And then he says that you made some false statements about him when you applied to the court for child support, and he wants to be compensated for that. Is that right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So it's clear that you filed a petition for a protective order against the plaintiff. Do you want to tell me when you filed that and why?
I filed a petition December 9th. The reason why was on December 3rd, I came home to my house after work.
Were you living with the plaintiff at the time?
We stayed together, not officially living together. She stayed there maybe like 4 to 5 days out the week.
With your son?
Yes, with my son.
Just the three of you?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you came home on December 3rd and?
Prior to that same day when I was at work, we had had a confrontation over the telephone.
About what?
That was the day I told her I was getting ready to go see the people as far as the district attorney child support people.
What do you mean you were going to see the people about
Well,
child support?
I had, prior to that, I had been served with papers to go, a lawsuit she filed against me.
For?
And I had to, for child support.
When did you file a petition for child support against him?
I can't remember the exact day, but it was early 2002.
Why did you do that?
We had separated, and during our relationship, he never really helped me out with anything.
So you went to court at a time when you were not together, or you were together?
We were separated. I went down, picked up a packet, filled it out, turned it in. That basically started the process for
child support. And then you sort of got back together again?
We got back together.
And you didn't go to court to let them know that you were back together?
No, we didn't.
No, you didn't?
I did, no.
Not he.
Your Honor, can I say something? She made a false statement to you about a minute ago, and I just want to verify that. She had stated that I never supported her with my child. I financially supported her. I have proof right here. Each and every month since my child was 6 weeks old, he was in a hospital. I have the backs to every check that I've given to her. I already made false statements.
How old is your son?
My son is exactly 1 year, 2.5 months right now.
Looks like he gives you money pretty regularly. Who's Larry? Rent, $600.
Oh, that's my landlord.
Well, that's not money for her.
I'm sorry, that's a separate one that came with it.
Don't try to slip anything in on me. I'm too sharp.
Sorry, Your Honor.
There we go. All right, so he gave you money every month, even though he was not under a court obligation to do that.
Right.
Right, okay. So you had an argument with her on December 3rd. What happened when you got home on December 3rd?
When I got home on December 3rd, I opened the door, walked in my house, Your Honor, took 3 steps. I seen my house destroyed, but as far as I had a briefcase with a lot of paperwork in it because I'm a realtor. My briefcase, all the papers taken out, ripped up.
Did you do
all
that?
over the
He's
floor.
lying.
Just a minute. Did you do that?
No.
Sure you did.
No, I didn't.
What, did you
No,
make
I
a mess
didn't.
in the house?
No, I didn't.
You didn't do anything?
I didn't. Your Honor, my mom was there. She was there. She's a witness.
Miss Jordan. Miss Jordan. Your defense is not that you didn't do it, because I read your papers very clearly. Your defense is that you couldn't have broken into your own house because you lived there.
Right.
Your defense is not that you didn't make a mess in the house and throw around his stuff.
Okay.
Okay, what?
He made a lot of false allegations stating that I did this.
Did you call the police?
And then next day around 1 p.m.,
I called the police because I needed them to escort me into my own house because she had, that day, December 3rd, 7 p.m., took the spare key of my house. It's on top of my panel on the outside of my door.
Let me see the
and
police
this
report,
is,
please.
Okay.
It's a lie. Sorry. He's lying.
They didn't make a police report because there's no crime on the scene, but that shows I called the police.
No, I just want to see, sir, whether somebody other than you is going to describe the scene to me in the house. And the police, you say, did not.
The police was there. Also, the next day, Your Honor, my landlord went up there with me because I called from his business across the street. Your Honor, I told him about the damage. And then the next day, when he went with me, on top of that, and the police, he seen the damage to the furniture. I got a table leg that was broken. And also, as I walked in the room, dresser drawers was crushed because they was made out of wood, Your Honor.
Okay. When you made an application for a protective order, I'd like to see the application that you made for a protective order against her. Do you have it?
I have it, yes.
I'd like to see it, please. This application for a protective order says that on July 21st, you hit him for the first time.
Lie. It's not true.
Well, no. At the time, she punched me in the face with a closed fist. I called the police. Around August or September, defendant threw a Bible at me and hit me in the face. On December 3rd, we got into an argument over the telephone while I was at work. When I arrived home, later on, the defendant, our son, and the defendant's mother were present in my home. The defendant had stolen my spare key to my house to let herself in. Well, that's not true. Is that right?
Thank you.
That's true, Your Honor.
Well,
It's
didn't she
not
have
true.
a key to the house, sir? She was living with you. You said 4 to 5 days.
We didn't establish.
Put
We
your hand down.
established.
Put your hand down, unless you're going to tell me the whole truth, not just half.
I'm going to tell you the whole truth.
Fine, stand up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I've been through too much drama with him and his sister over there.
First, I want to know who you are.
I'm Princess. I'm his sister, as she said.
What does that mean, sister like this? What does that mean?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tiata Jordan says the father of her child, Freddie Hill, filed false charges with police. Tiata claims it was an attempt to get out of going to family court.
Your mother?
I'm Tiata's mother. My name is Brenda Jordan.
Shh. Just you answer my
Hill.
questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
Just you answer my questions.
Okay.
Did your daughter destroy any property in the house?
No, she did not.
Did she throw any of his clothes around the
No,
house?
she did not.
Did she empty out his briefcase?
No, she did not.
She didn't do anything?
She didn't do none of that
I don't
stuff.
believe you. Sit down.
But it's not. It's
How's
true.
that? Don't believe it.
Okay.
Don't
That's
believe
fine.
it.
That's fine.
If you were to tell me certain things that were truthful, and she may have gotten angry, maybe with just cause she got
I didn't have
angry.
anything to get angry over.
Oh, no?
No.
You mean he just made this all up and called the police for no reason?
That's a lie. It's all a lie.
Now, just a minute. Why if?
I can tell you why.
Explain to me.
I can explain.
I'm ready
it
to hear you.
Okay. He was upset that I filed for the child support.
No, he knew about that in November.
Right, but this is where we moved together. He didn't explain that. Myself and my son, we moved in November 11th. We all went to Knoxbury Farm for a trip. After that, everything was going okay. We had our, disagreements.
Everything was going okay. It wasn't going okay if you had disagreements.
But
within
every
the first few
relationship
days.
has disagreements.
Not in the first couple of weeks, madam. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, so he got served at his mom's house with the paperwork for child support. He asked me about it. I said, yeah, you knew about it. Why are you upset? And he said, well, I thought you weren't going to go through with it because you wanted to be with me. And he told me that he would ruin my life because I filed and I would not drop the case. He said, if you do not drop this case, you get out my house, we can't be together. And then that's when I moved out. My mom came, my dad came. They gathered my things together. They helped me move. I gave my mom the key that he had given me and told her keep it so he can pick it up from you so we won't have any contact between this time because I didn't want any drama. I've been through too much drama with him and his sister over there. So we have a child together. Of course, we have to have...
If you were living together, why would you want to go to court and sue him for child support?
this was filed a long time ago.
I understand that, but then he said to you, would you go down to the court with me? And you said...
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. He said, I want you to drop the case, and there's other ways around this. We can do it and come up with an agreement. I'll pay you this certain amount, and then we can go take it to a judge. And I said, fine. Explain to me, how do we do it? Don't talk about it. Let's step up and do it. He never did it. We never did it. I kept asking him, you know, if you want me to drop the case, tell me what do I have to do, because I didn't know what I had to do. And he saw my things packed. He said, what is this? And I said, I'm leaving. You told me I had to leave if I kept this case open. So I'm packing my stuff and I'm gone.
Your Honor, she mentioned a few false statements. First of all, she said we took a trip November 11th. How did we take a trip November 11th, in which we did, but she moved in at the same time on the same day? We went to Knoxbury Farm.
That night.
She moved in, 10 o'clock at night?
Listen to me. Don't talk to her. Talk to me. Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor.
What else?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Come on.
But, okay, Your Honor. The plans was from November 11th for us to get together and eventually have plans on moving together by December 1st, okay?
That's not true.
Yeah, just a second.
The reason
Now you're fudging it, sir. Listen
That's
to me.
not true.
Now you're fudging it.
I'm just...
Now you're fudging it.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to explain, Your Honor.
You both... First, I want to know who you are.
I'm Princess. I'm his sister, as she said.
What does that mean, sister like this? What does that mean?
Not real.
In other words, I'm not his blood sister. We grew up from children all the way.
Then you're not his sister. You're a friend. No, you're not. Are you related to him by blood? Pay attention.
I'm his god sister.
Answer my question. Are you related to him by
no,
blood?
I'm not related by blood,
Good.
but we grew
Are
up
you
as
related?
brother and
I'm
sister.
speaking.
I was answering the question.
No. That requires a yes or a no. Related by blood requires yes or no. Are you related by blood?
No.
Were either of you adopted? Were either of you adopted?
No.
Well, if you're not his adoptive sister and you're not his blood sister, then you're not his sister. Then you're a friend. Okay? I'm not interested in hearing what you have to say. Look, I believe certain things, Miss Jordan. I believe that you probably made a mess in the house. And not only did you make a mess in the house, but I believe that you probably had a tempestuous relationship up until that time.
I didn't make a mess.
I believe you made a mess. I'm denying your application for money based upon his false statements to the police. It's denied. I'm going to get to your application, sir. You say that she made false statements when she went to apply for child support. I'm not interested in the hotel damage, except as it regards her temper. So what I want you to tell me first is, when did you get the papers from child support?
Can I say something, Your Honor?
No. So far, her claim is dismissed, and you're ahead of the game. Now I want to see what you have to show me about your countersuit.
Your Honor, I got to back up just a little bit.
I have extra evidence, too.
Did you hear what I said?
This was the case where I went to go, I put in for a restraining order against her. It wasn't for child support, Your Honor.
Excuse me.
It was the papers from
Maybe I'm crazy. I am suing Tayada for $500 for defamation of character. I was hurt to find out when I went to court that Tayada lied and said that I was a drunk and never saw my son as a way to put me in a bad light. At the time, Tayada was staying with me almost every night, so I saw my son almost every day.
Yes, this is from the court where I went to go get the restraining order, Your Honor. She stated things here about me.
So it had nothing to do with the child support?
No.
Oh, fine. Let me see.
She called my parents drug addicts, Your Honor, drug history.
Just a second. Listen,
and we have
this
a
is what they
licensed
told me.
daycare.
Listen
This is
to
what
me
they
carefully.
told me.
I want you to be quiet.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
She, I am sure, told some of these things to her attorney, sir, who filed this case. Pay careful attention. I am the attorney of record. Respondent requests full and physical custody of the child. Respondent objects to visitation by the petitioner. Okay? So this is his affidavit. Now, there's no question that he got his information from her. There's no question about that. But this is his affidavit. I want you to understand that.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay. So you both told things, some of which were untrue or a little bit padded. That be a fair statement?
I don't understand.
Well, did you and your son drive in a car with him?
We have before. Not my son. Not much. I have. Every time that our son was in the car, I drove.
No, that's not what you just said. You just said not much.
he
Are you
wouldn't,
telling me?
he wouldn't let him drive in the car because he had an old raggedy car, and he said he didn't trust it with him. So we didn't really drive him in the car. I drove.
Do you
most of the time.
understand that I don't believe you? Well, then,
I'm telling the truth.
you just say most of the time.
I drove most of the time.
And the other time?
Some of the times he drove, but our son was not in the car. I made a mistake. He wasn't in the car, in his car, because he
I don't
didn't
care
trust
whose
it.
car it was. Did he ever drive your car with you and your son in it?
No, he never drove my car with our son in it.
You wouldn't know the truth, madam, if it came up and struck you in the face.
I'm
you
telling
know
the
exactly
truth.
what I'm talking about. If you got into a car with him and you've told your attorney that he drinks and drives at the same time, that's what you told your lawyer.
He does drink and drive, but never with me in the car, or nor our son.
So never. So he never would put you in danger? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that.
And he never put your son
But
in danger? Is
I'm
that
not
what you're
saying that.
Sure.
I'm saying
but that's what
it's
you're
never
suggesting
happened
to the court in your petition for full custody and denying him
No.
visitation. Please. Okay. Now, your case is dismissed. Yours. I'm dealing with your counterclaim. Listen to me carefully,
But
sir.
I have more evidence
I'm
stating...
not interested in anything else. You suffered no injury, and I can't believe or trust anything that you tell me because I believe, madam, that you messed up his apartment.
I didn't. I promise I didn't mess up his apartment.
Then perhaps I'm mistaken, and I'll have to
My mom
face
was
that.
there.
And I don't
she
believe
came
a
with
word
me.
that your mother says to me. If she says that you did nothing in that apartment when you left, I don't believe that. I also, sir, have to deal with your counterclaim. And your counterclaim is also dismissed. And I'm going to tell you why your counterclaim is dismissed. Listen carefully.
I'm listening, Your Honor.
Thank you.
When you deal in a custody case, there is going to be a judge who will ultimately determine which of you gets custody and which of you gets visitation. She made whatever statements she made here to a lawyer in a case that involves custody of your son. The judge will ultimately determine, after a full hearing, whether any or all of those allegations are correct. It is not the subject of another case in small claims court because you don't like what she says about you in the affidavit. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Now, you have anything to tell me about this hotel room incident and when it was?
No, Your Honor.
Perfect. Good. Go back to the family court, and all I can suggest to you is this. You have a 2-year-old son, not quite
one.
When you're tied together for the next 20 years. And I'm going to suggest that you stop feuding with each other, behave like adults, you go to court, you get yourself declared the father of this child so that there is a legal order affiliation. Whichever of you is the most qualified, suitable parent will get custody. The other one, hopefully, will have reasonable visitation. And stop torturing each other. You don't have to live together, but you made a baby together. And if you make a baby together, for the sake of that baby, you have to get along. Clear?
We do get along.
Good. Goodbye.
Now, this is case number 80 on the calendar in the matter of Norwood versus Demopoulos. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Norwood, you worked for the defendant for a brief period of time, and it is your claim that you were injured on the job, that the defendant didn't pay for your medical bills, that he didn't pay you for wages, that he was uncaring, that he fired you. You want punitive damages in the amount of $2,000. Is that right?
Everything is correct, but I quit.
When was your last day of work?
I worked February, and in March I had someone else come in and take my place.
Why?
Because I went and did 30 days to get out probation.
So you worked for him in February?
Yes, ma'am.
How many weeks in February?
3.
What kind of work were you doing for him?
I was a dishwasher at the time.
He has a restaurant?
Had.
He had a restaurant?
Yes, ma'am.
So you worked for him for 3 weeks in February?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you went to jail?
Yes, ma'am.
For 4 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you came back, he gave you your job back?
Yes, ma'am.
That was nice of him?
Yes, ma'am.
And he paid you on time?
Yes, ma'am. When he was there.
He doesn't have to be there. You're not his boss. He's your boss.
Thank you.
And he held your job open when you went to jail?
Yes, ma'am. He told me if I would find somebody to come in and replace me when I got out, I could get my job back.
That was still very nice of him.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you incarcerated for in March?
For property damage.
What kind of property damage?
Damage to a truck that I was found guilty of.
You vandalized somebody's truck?
That's what the man said.
Well, that's what either you found guilty of or you pled guilty to.
I didn't plead guilty. They found me guilty.
Oh. Now, you want to tell me, Miss Norwood, why you claim he owes you all this money?
Well, on May the 7th was when the incident took place.
May 7th?
Yes, ma'am, is when I got cut. I went.
Is when you got?
I got an lesion across my finger at the bottom.
You got a cut?
Yes, ma'am.
On your finger? Shh. Got a cut? You cut your finger?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing when you cut your finger?
I was cleaning up the back dish area, getting ready to leave, and I went to reach for the wire Brillo pad, and I got cut as I was taking it off the hook.
You got cut on a Brillo pad?
It's a wire scrub pad, like what you use to scrub pots and pans with, but it's made out of wire material.
Oh, had you ever used one of those before?
Yes, ma'am.
So why weren't you more careful?
It was pulling, and it was raggedy, so to speak.
Well, you couldn't you see that?
I was trying to get it off the hook so I can clean up. That's the only one he had in the building.
My question was, you had used it before.
Yes.
So you know that it's sharp?
He had never cut me before. I had never got cut before by one.
Okay. And what happened?
I went and told Mr. Demopoulos that I had got a cut. He told me that it wasn't bad enough for me to go to the hospital when I had informed him that I was going to go to the doctor to get looked at.
Why were you going to go to a hospital?
Because it was cut deep. You could see the white meat in my finger.
Ooh, that sounds terrible. Did it have to be stitched?
I had 4 butterfly stitches put into my finger. And I had the paperwork here and everything from the doctor.
Can I see it, please?
That's everything, the paperwork from the doctors
I just
that I got
I asked
from
you
them.
a question, madam. I asked you lab results. Did you tell somebody in the hospital that you cut your finger with a knife?
No, ma'am.
That's what they wrote here.
I just got all of that recently from the hospital. I don't know what was in the paperwork. I told them.
I'm just telling you that that's what they wrote in the hospital record. That
Well,
you told
they
them.
asked me.
Shh. I'm speaking. That's what they wrote here. That you told them that you cut your right index finger with a knife.
Well, that's incorrect. I told the doctor and the nurse as well that I was cut with wire Brillo pad. Why they put knife, I do not know. I just went and picked all of that up from the records, from everything that they had in my financial department, where they've been trying to get in touch with Mr. Demopoulos about taking care of everything, and that's what they gave me.
Listen to me very carefully. You can talk up a blue streak. Bottom line is, hospital record says you told the doctor that you cut your finger with a knife.
Well, it must have been a miscommunication.
Maybe. So you want these bills paid, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. It's on my credit. It has ruined my credit. I can't get a cell phone. I can't even apply for an apartment in my name. As you can see, the bill up there, the pink bill, is a note from the collection agency where they've been billing me, and the last time that I spoke with the lady, they had rerouted all the bills to Mr. Demopoulos' address.
Good. Okay. Now, so that's the bills part.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what's the other part of your lawsuit?
I'm suing for punitive damages.
What are the punitive damages, Ms. Norwood?
I feel like I was forced to quit. I was standing there and I took so much off of Mr. Demopoulos. He stood there, he would make racial comments. One day I came in, after I had gave him the bills, I gave him the bills on May the 8th. May the 9th, I walked in and he was standing up front with all of his friends, and he stood there and he looked at me when I walked around the corner and said, "I don't want no in my restaurant," and said it 3 times to me, once up front, once in the dish area, and once at the back. I told Mr. Demopoulos, I said, "You need to pay me. I don't feel comfortable working here. I can't stand working here anymore. I done took all I could take. You need to pay me." He wouldn't pay me, so I walked out. His sister came in behind me. I told her she needed to leave me alone. When I walked back in, he was like, "I'm giving out paychecks." So I got my money, and then I left. And that following week, I had got my check stub and went to the lady that was doing his accounting, and she told me that I need to tell him to pay me the rest of my money. So
what's the rest of your money?
The week in the hole. He never paid me in full.
Listen to me. I have a question for you. Why did you tell me that you worked until May 16th for Mr. Demopoulos? You didn't work till May 16th.
I had a week in the hole. That's what my check stub said. My last
I don't know
check
what
stub.
that means.
My last current check stub.
I don't know what a week in the hole means.
You have to work a week before you get a full paycheck. You put a whole week.
I asked you how long you worked for Mr. Demopoulos. You said you worked for him until May 16th, but clearly you did not. Did you ever go back to work after you hurt your finger on May 7th?
I went back to work May 8th. He would never let me stay out of work.
So you went back on May 8th?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you perform your function on May 8th?
No, ma'am.
Well, what did you do?
I stood there and he had me training another guy.
So you didn't do anything? You don't have to train somebody to do dishes?
Well, that's what he told me.
You don't have to
do.
train well, because you wouldn't work. And did you come into work on May 9th?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do?
Train the guy again.
Okay. Mr. Demopoulos.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about these medical bills, sir. You prepared to pay these medical bills?
I didn't tell her I was going to pay any bills.
No. Are you prepared to pay the medical bills? She
No,
cut
I'm
her
not.
finger on the job.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. I'll take care of the medical bills. When did she start working for you?
To me, for what I remember is correctly, it was around March.
Well, if you don't remember, then I have to take what she tells me as accurate.
Okay.
That she came to work for you in February.
That's a lie. But anyway, in March, she came to work. She worked for a month. She had to go to jail, so I allowed her to take her time off, allowed her to let her grandmother come in to wash dishes for her until she got out of jail. At the end of March, she came back. She washed dishes approximately 2 more weeks, went to court for 3 or 4 days.
Did you go to court for 3 or 4 days in April?
No, ma'am, I did not. I didn't have any court dates. When I went to jail on March the 1st.
Just listen to my question.
No, ma'am, I did not.
You worked every day?
Yes, ma'am. When I left jail on March, I went March the 1st
What
for
about
jail.
the stolen credit
and
cards
March
and all
the
that?
30th.
Shh, don't
March
speak.
the 30th.
Mr. Demopoulos, don't speak to her. She thinks she can talk faster than I can. She thinks she's smarter. She's not.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She threatened to stab me with a fork. And the racial marks, excuse me, if there was any racial marks made, it was by her. She has attitude, as you can tell.
And later today,
In order to take a paternity test that courts will find valid, all 3 people should be there at the same time, and I understand that you have done that.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have the test results?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ebony Norwood says former employer George Demopoulos owes for medical bills when she cut her finger in his restaurant. George claims she threatened to stab him with a fork.
Tell me about what she had to go back to court for in April after she did her 30 days in March.
From what I understood, something about stolen credit cards. Her mother worked at a retirement home or something, and the credit cards were stolen by her mother, and her mother gave Ebony's name or something like that as her name, and Ebony ended up having to go into court for it. Okay,
You don't make up that kind of story,
Your
Miss
Honor, my
Norwood.
mother's here now.
Listen to me. You don't make up that kind of story.
When I left jail on March the 30th, I had never anything else to do with court. I was through with court. It was over with. I had no other cases pending, nothing.
Fine. All right, go ahead. Let me hear
So
the
she was
rest.
off 3 days for that. Then she was off again another 2 days the following week after the 3 days that she took off. She came back to work. She cut her finger about 2 weeks or a week later. Wanted a day off for her finger being cut. Did not get the day off from the doctor. She threatened to stab me with a fork. She threatened to, and the racial marks, excuse me, if there was any racial marks made, it was by her. She has attitude, as you can tell.
Listen to me. I don't see any way that somebody who would give her a job to begin with, allow her to take a month off to go to serve a jail sentence, keep her job open. She came back. Why she would even suggest that you were biased in any way, I have no idea.
Thank you.
You
Your
can
Honor-
find the dishwasher anywhere. You don't require a particular skill to do that. Aside from the fact, Ms. Norwood, that I'm going to read to you what your complaint states, what you swore to. You said after the May 7th incident, the doctor suggested I stay home for a few days. That's baloney. Okay?
I
But
wasn't allowed to put my finger in water.
That's okay. You don't have to put your finger in water. Wear gloves.
He doesn't have gloves. He didn't have gloves in his
Listen to me.
restaurant.
You mean you
Listen
didn't
to me.
use them?
Shh. Then get one.
It wasn't my responsibility to buy them. He was my employer. He was my employer. He should have had all of that in there.
Miss Norwood, who do you work for now?
I work for Country Club.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a dishwasher there as well, /prep. And whatever they tell me to do.
I doubt that. But I'm going to finish reading your complaint. And your complaint says, the doctor suggested I stay home for a few days, but the defendant threatened to fire me. So about 3 days later, I went back to work. That's what you swore to.
That's when I actually started physically working. I went there, but I wasn't physically working.
Well, then why do you expect to get paid for that?
I was on the clock. He told me to come in to help him with the other guy that he had
It's a
brought
very,
in.
very easy case. I'm not going to spend another minute on it.
And my
Mr.
mother can
Mr.
testify
Norwood,
to his character,
listen.
because
I'm
he
not
called
interested
her.
in your... Listen to me. I'm not interested
that's-
in what
that's
your...
my part of
Mr.
punitive
Norwood,
damages.
Let me explain something to you. If you want to build your portfolio, your resume, I would suggest that you understand that nobody likes attitude unless it's coming from somebody who's got a position of strength. And until you learn a skill that you can do better than anybody else, I would suggest that you bottle your attitude. Do you understand?
I tried to
Good.
bottle my attitude
Now,
with him.
this is my ruling. Pay careful attention. You see all these medical bills? I am holding you responsible for the cut on her finger that happened at her job. But the checks will be made payable directly to the facility.
Thank you.
To the hospital, to the provider who provided the service for her. She will not get a penny. Checks will be made payable directly here.
Thank you.
And aside from anything else, she gets Zippo.
Good.
Nothing.
She doesn't deserve it.
Absolutely nothing. Because she cut herself because she wasn't careful. But it happened during the scope of her employment. And therefore, you, sir, are responsible. If she chose to go to all different kinds of doctors to have this taken care of, you're still responsible. Pay this bill. But as far as punitive damages, baloney. You did a nice thing for her. You gave her a job. You held the job open. That's what you get for it. Just remember, be a better judge of character. Goodbye.
Thank you. I just sued you somewhere else for punitive damages. Can I get my papers back, please?
You think you can? I thought it was fair.
I don't think it was right.
Everybody wants to get paid for nothing.
It couldn't have been too little. I got 30 pills, and this is all I got left.
Might as well do it while you work for somebody else, right? That's because you don't have any other drugs to do.
No, you ain't got no other drugs to do.
This is an attituded person. She needs to learn how to curb that attitude toward performance instead of mouthing off.
You racist, you a racist.
Honey, I have black people working for me, and I've got black friends.
Yeah,
they come to my day every day, my house
you count
every
them all
day.
on your finger. That's how you know you racist. If you count all the black people you hang around on one finger, you know you a racist.
I got the one finger for you.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shaw versus Wallace. Step forward, please.
Barbershop owner Michael Shaw and his girlfriend, airline reservationist Katrina Wallace, are in court for the second time. Michael claims a paternity test proves he is not the father of her child. Judge Judy has ordered a second test, and they're ready to hear the results.
This case was adjourned in order to conduct a proper paternity test. Mr. Shaw, you had been paying support for several years based upon what you claim is Ms. Wallace's statement that you were the father of her son. You subsequently determined that that was not true by a test that you took with your son during a period of time when you had him for visitation. I explained to you that that was not the proper way of taking a paternity test, that in order to take a paternity test that courts will find valid, all three people should be there at the same time so that you can each look at each other and say, this is Miss Wallace, this is Mr. Shaw, and this is the child. And I understand that you have done that.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have the test results?
Right here.
Thank you, Bert. It's a photograph that the laboratory takes at the time that they take the blood samples. How old is your son?
He's 2.
Big boy. Will you give each of the parties a copy of the test, please? See it?
Yes.
So it is clear, Miss Wallace, it is impossible, based upon the genetics, for Mr. Shaw to be your son's father. You understand that?
Yes.
So the issue presents itself to me as to whether you have to return to him the payments that he's made over the last 2 years.
Yes.
I'll hear you.
From the beginning, I actually thought that Mike was the father of my son, and he was there at the time he was born. He signed his birth certificate, and we had been carrying on as Mike being the father. He's had an active part in his life, and my son only knows him as his father. And it was never my intent to deceive him because I believed it as well.
Okay, Miss Wallace, when you became pregnant, did you tell Mr. Shaw, I'm pregnant?
Yes.
There is a strong probability that you're the father, but I have been intimate with one or more people, so it's possible that you're not.
No.
Did you tell him that?
No.
Then you did deceive him, Miss Wallace. The fact that you thought that he was the father is really a statement of you wanted him to be the father. Because if you had had sexual relations with both Mr. Shaw and others during the period of conception, and if you didn't say to him, I think you should take a paternity test because I have been intimate with others, then you did deceive him. No question about that. If she had told you that there was a possibility that you were not the father, but a possibility that you were, you would have taken the test before.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, of course, because you're not crazy. Okay. So this is a good example for you and for anybody else who might be out there listening. And one's belief, one's hope that somebody is the father of the child doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So before you start paying support, you get a paternity test to make sure. For you, there is no issue as to the amount of money that you've contributed. It's at least $5,000 over the last 2 years. But the problem is, this little boy now only knows one person is the father. Now Miss Wallace is going to have to start searching for who this child's father is, and at the age of 2 or 3 or 4, going to have to introduce somebody else. That's the real victim in this case is the child.
I understand.
You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And you created the situation. You have to understand that you created it because you weren't honest with him at the beginning. Got it?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm always playing the newest cuts fresh from the street. I always get them first, nobody be...
Hey, check it out. Somebody's selling to one of the homies.
Hey, partner, I'm working, man. What you need? What you need, dog? Dog, I got quality shit right here. You in a whole lot of trouble, tough guy. Man, coming in.
Man, I know this cat. He a punk used to run with a front yard baller OG from Idlewood. I know his place. It's just across the tracks there. Let's check it out.
Hey, ain't that front yard turf?
Man, are you a buster?
Nah, I'm down, homie.
Hey, grab hold of that bat over there.
Man, we on a serious mission now.
Man, don't sweat it, homie. Everybody in the hood know ballers and pussies.
My first pimp used drugs to turn me out.
Man, you can smell a crack den a mile away.
Yeah, let's shoot through and introduce ourselves.
Good afternoon, baller dope pushers. Grove Street OGs come to do damage.
Grove Street going down!
Ninja these motherfuckers.
You happy now?
Hey, boy, don't be touching me.
Oh!
Can't hurt me, nigga. I'm a real baller.
Oh, you think you hard? Pumps!
Get out of my way.
Now ballers like Grove Street families on their way back up.
Show, homie. And
you
what's
know
clean one out? Hey, Buster, wait up.
Tag, you're it. blame you for this shit. I almost busted in my pants when I saw that.
Hey, check it out. Somebody's selling to one of the homeless.
Hey, partner, I'm working, man. What you need? What you need, dog?
She got set for life.
Man, I know this cat. Hey, grab hold of that bat over there. Don't you bust on me.
Man, we on a serious mission now.
Man, don't sweat it, homie. Everybody in the hood know ballers are pussies.
There's some women too, but
Ooh-wee. Man, you can smell a crack den a mile away.
Yeah, let's shoot through and introduce ourselves.
Good afternoon, baller dope pushers.
Grove Street going down.
Ninja these
You think I got issues?
You won't know why you dead.
Now will you be quiet? Hey, no time to clown, homie.
Let's go, bitch. Now ballers know Grove Street families on their way back up.
Show, homie. And when you don't walk, you don't even run out on me.
You want your tiny mind?
Time change.
Oh man, they gonna be mad at us.
And I'll warn the gang later. For now, let's just bask in the silence of victory, motherfucker. Get on you, young trick.
Yeah, I just got back from the bathroom.
Let's go at it.
And it's tight,
Grove Street, punk.
See you, man. Let me go find some crown and
Don't let that punk bitch get Now that the bass ain't getting pushed up in their faces, maybe these fools should be up for some real banging.
Yeah, Grove gonna get back on his feet now, for sure though.
Later, homie.
I just...